How's it sitting for you now, a few days later?
Maybe better. Still, I don't. It didn't feel like it was the way it was gonna end for us this year. So it's still a little foggy about the whole situation. Maybe don't realize it that much yet. But no, it's not the result we wanted, and the only thing we can do from now is to work harder to be able to have what we want next year, and everybody's on board with that. And yeah, I love this team. I'm grateful to be part of the Lions and having played with amazing teammates, great organization, and yeah, just have to work harder now.
Second straight years ended almost the exact
Yeah.
same way. Do you feel like you guys have taken a step forward as you look ahead to next year?
I don't think we took a step backwards, so I'll start with that. So no, we keep building. I think you learn and you get better. So I think that's what we're gonna do, and it's the only solution for us now. And we know where we want to be. We know what is the result we want. That's to be in that Grey Cup game next year and to win it. So but yeah, we'll work going towards that.
So it sounds like you're coming back next year.
Well, I would like to for sure. I mean, like I told you, I like this team. I like being here. Enjoyed my past 2 seasons here. Obviously, my contract is up. Haven't talked to anybody about anything, but I mean, of course, they know I like it here, and yeah, hopefully, I'm here next year.
How much did it eat away at you guys' defensive unit to know that they were going to run the ball? They did it again. Last year, they did the same thing. Stopping the run seems, for whatever reason, hasn't happened here the last couple of years. Is that something that eats away at you guys as a unit and has to be improved on?
No, it doesn't eat us away. Well, I mean, not for me. I mean, yes, we knew they were going to come and run the ball, and they did. So I mean, um, yeah, they executed good, and I mean it's yeah, good for them, and we know what we had to do to get the result we wanted. We didn't, and that's why I just say we have to work harder and to be able to have the result we want next year.
What about your season? The fact that you got the number, you set the Canadian record for sacks. I mean, certainly you're now considered a star in this league. You're going to be up for an award here. Like, what's this season meant to you?
I'm happy with my season. Obviously, on a personal standpoint, it's more than what I expected coming in, and people were talking to me about sacks numbers or whatever coming into the season, and I didn't have no answer. And it's not something that I put through my mind to hit this amount of sacks or whatever. I want to play good football. I want to be there for my teammates and help the team win. And it's going to be my mindset for next year, for the next off season, to work and yet to come back and be as consistent as possible and as good as a player as possible for this team. But yeah, I'm happy with my season. I'm happy to share it with the group we have, the D line. I mean. Yeah, had a good time this year with all the guys, Woody, Menard, Sione, Banks. I mean, we have a good group, and I was happy to share it with these guys.
It was a two-score game, but it could also be like a two-play game. I feel like there was, a few plays go the other way, and you guys are on the other end of the score. But as a defensive unit, how do you feel like you guys need to improve? Where do you feel like you need to be better?
I think we're really good as a defense, to be honest. For me, as a pro football player, as a pro football team, the best thing you can do is to be as consistent as possible. I feel like we had periods where we were red hot this year. Sometimes we weren't as good for X amount of games. So I think for us, the challenge is to be as good as we are for as many games as possible going into the future. And I mean, that was one of my personal objectives for this year, was to kind of stay consistent at a high, consistent level for 18 games. I remembered from my 2022 season, I felt like maybe there was a stretch where, not that I wasn't as good, but I mean, didn't have as much groove as I had in the beginning of the season. So as a unit, I feel like if we take every game as serious as possible and we just punch in and clock in every time, that's where we'll have success to be able to build and to peak at the right time in the playoffs and get the results we want next year.
Was that final almost a microcosm of what you're talking about? Because I mean, all of it are almost at 100 at the half, and then the second, I think he only had 11, right? So you talk about that consistency, obviously in the second half of that game, you seem to be a lot more consistent, at least defending the run.
It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what I just said. I mean, they did run the ball heavily in the first half and had success with it. Obviously, if we limited it as much in the first half as we did in the second half, maybe we'd have a different result. But I mean, we don't solve no problems with no maybes. So, but yeah, I was happy with the work we put on defense, and things just didn't come up for us on that game. And so that's why my only thing I have to say really is for us to come back stronger next year and, yeah, put in the work.
Does it matter? Obviously, finances are going to be the biggest thing, but the chance to be with this organization in a home Grey Cup next year, is that something you think about?
Yeah.
That's simple.
Thank you.
All right, let me ask one more. Has this organization become a place where free agents want to come and play? Do they see this being a good team and a team that can win the Grey Cup? You guys look at this place.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to a lot of guys trying to bring in guys or whatever, but I know guys, they know we have a good place, we have a good organization, they know Rick is good to his players. Obviously, they respect us as a football team doing what we do on the field. Vancouver being one of the real nice cities in Canada, there's a lot of good things to be part of here, and I mean, I can't speak for anybody from free agency. I myself 2 years ago decided to join this project, and without really knowing anything about it, I was overhearing good things about the players, the coaches. I did not know it for myself, but yeah, now I know that it's a good place, and it's a place that I like for sure. So yeah, I think it's a great place to play football.
You got paid a fairly big number by CFL standards when you signed 2 years ago, based on not necessarily a lot of production in your time in Edmonton. Circumstances have completely changed now, right, for you. So how do you approach the offseason?
Yeah, that's why I say that you just need to focus on your work and not production, and focus on being the best version of yourself. And so yeah, that's one of the big reasons why I believe in myself, I believe in what I do, and I believe in the formula that yeah, trust the process and punch the clock and good things will come.